welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. Getting after it today. Bird's got a little doctor appointment that sounds like he desperately needs as he's over there writhing in pain. What are you checking out today, Bird?
I'm doing my kidney today, so it's got really nothing to do with my
With
pain.
your pain. Okay, just another one, huh?
It's
Okay.
just another.
Damn.
Just another fucking doctor's appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, getting after it here. First thing we got to take care of today is answering some of the stories that we had from the Raise Your Hand poll. Half of us have been caught having relations out in public by a stranger. I was one of the two hands that went up, and all mine happened back in high school. And it was law enforcement, because when I was trying to get busy, we'd have to go park someplace. And the two times that I got caught, it was a cop that was knocking on the window. I'm like, oh, boy, okay. I did not catch them because I was in the throes of passion.
Hello, officer.
That was awkward.
I did not see you there.
That's so funny because I, too, got caught twice, and both times I got caught was from the police.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 3 out of 4 of us have cried in front of a stranger. I was one. It took a while, though, but I kind of teared up a little bit and was crying at my mom's funeral. I got up and spoke and, got choked up a bit, and I really didn't know anybody in the congregation, so I would call them strangers. That was
For
mine.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Virginia, you were one.
Oh, my gosh. I've cried so many times in front of strangers. I mean, usually at the end of the night, intoxicated, and just can't find my friends.
Was the time that you got hammered at Epcot and were crying on a curb one of the more ridiculous?
That's one of the most awful ones.
Okay.
What about the time?
There's no crying at Disney, too. They will come and remove you, which they did.
They don't want sadness.
2 cast members picked me up off the curb, got my shoes, got my purse, put me in a van, and drove me to my off-property hotel.
I feel like you were definitely crying in front of strangers when we had to get you out of that the Pirates Well on St. Patty's Day. I had like James Brown. You put a coat over you, get you out of the bar.
My friend had died. It was weird. I wasn't handling it well.
And not everyone in the bar was KVJ Nationers. So
No.
when you went out and went to the pool table and said, "You ready to die?" people thought you were a lunatic and that you were going through something. I think they thought we were a couple because then I quickly grabbed you and get you out of there.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward, man.
So not only are you in this uncomfortable, awkward situation, but you're dating the lunatic.
It was a mixture of KVJ Nationers and then just, the bar people who are just always there.
The regulars.
Yes.
The salty dogs that are like, what the hell's she on?
Man, another one's crying. All right, I'll take another one.
What the hell? Get her out of here.
Who was the other person that cried in?
It was me.
Okay.
I cried when I didn't know the veterinarian and they told me Chewy was going to die.
Yeah.
I cried about, stuff with my mom in front of doctors.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think you get a pass for death.
Yeah, all of yours you get a pass for.
I mean, you get a pass for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, even yours at Piratesville, you had someone that died, so that puts you in a dark place.
It wasn't my mom. I don't know. I probably should have held it together.
You should have held it together more.
Hey.
But there was still death. I'll give you that.
Okay. We had 3 out of 4 people raise their hand who have broken into a car or a house that wasn't theirs. I had a couple of those in college. I was coming home from the bar, and Buddy had invited me to his fraternity's party that was going on. And so I had gotten really hammered at the bars and decided I wanted to keep it going. And so I went to the frat house and couldn't get in through the front door. So I climbed in their bathroom window to get into the frat party. And when I got inside, I must have gotten tired because I fell asleep on the bathroom floor. And I don't know how long I was asleep for. I woke up and everything was dark, and I looked through the house. All the lights were off. I'm like, oh, crap. So I climbed back out the bathroom window. And as I got to the front, I realized that the frat house was actually next door. And I had broken into a complete stranger's house. I have no idea who it was. But they need to start locking their bathroom window. Because people can get in. And I did. Who else broke into a car or house? Denny's?
Yeah, I was staying at one of my friends' houses, and we had gone out that morning and we picked mushrooms from the field, those magic mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. So we had a bunch of them in the house, and we went to a party that was down the street. So we walked about 10 houses down to go to this party, and we were tripping balls. And people there had heard we were tripping balls, and they wanted to trip balls too. And I go, damn, all this stuff's back at the house. And my friend's, he wasn't there. His parents had left. So we broke in to get mushrooms from the house, but I was tripping so hard, and it was so dark in there. I was seeing faces. I was so afraid the whole time I was in there.
It's the last thing a burglar wants to see is faces.
If you ever seen The Exorcist,
Damn.
the faces, the subliminal faces that
Yeah.
flash as it gets, more and more possessed. I
Oh,
was
that's
seeing that
insane.
face.
Oh, no.
Captain Howdy.
That's how you end up in the whacked out news.
I was tripping so hard in this house, and I didn't know where he hid anything. So he said I was in there for 25 minutes
Oh
looking
my.
for these things, and they were right on the desk. I just didn't even. I was looking under the bed.
And who else is broken in?
I have
Okay. What'd you break into, Virginia?
quite a lot, but I'll narrow it down to my favorite car and my favorite house. So my favorite house story is my high school boyfriend. I was sure he was cheating on me with Peaches. I knew it. So I broke into his mom's house where she was fast asleep in her bedroom. I got under the bed in his bedroom, and I was going to lay in wait
Oh my god!
wow.
until he came home with Peaches. And then I was going to come out and lay it down.
I mean, could you imagine that? Especially if you're not cheating with Peaches. And
He
you just-
was, by the way.
You lay down in bed and your girlfriend comes from underneath them. What's going on?
What a move
Oh
that
my
is.
gosh!
That's quite a move.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I got in there and I got under the bed, and it's dark.
Yeah.
And it was gross. There was dust bunnies. I just remember being like, "Do you ever sweep?" And then he never came home. I fell asleep under there. He stayed the night at Peaches' house.
Oh, no.
So that was,
Yeah.
I knew he was at Peaches' house, though, because when I slinked out of his house, I drove over to her house, and his car was there.
So he was hitting it with Peaches.
He was fully in a relationship with Peaches.
Yeah, not even really trying to hide it either.
No, I was an idiot.
Did Peaches know how to throw it, probably?
Probably.
Damn,
You
dude.
know, sweet.
I mean,
and juicy.
I mean, you know how carnal and sexual Virginia is.
Yeah. Here, lay down.
Whatever.
Lay down, me big guy.
I'm delicious.
I mean, Peaches might have been the right move.
You are cheering for Peaches?
I'm just kidding. We hate Peaches.
Yeah.
And my favorite car one. Wait, I had a car one. Oh, crap. It just left my brain.
Sorry. So many cars, so many violations.
My friend tried to break into a car once with that trick where I guess you wrap something around your arm and then you use your elbow to smash it.
Okay.
The window,
Yeah.
and he did it, and he broke his elbow. He didn't even break the window at all. It didn't work at all.
That sounds so painful, too.
Oh, it was.
Oh, my
Broken
God.
elbow sounds
He didn't
horrible.
realize it was broken for 2 hours.
Oh, no.
Was
He goes, bro, I think I broke
Is
it.
that magic mushrooms too?
No, we had just smoked. It was we locked ourselves out of the car. He was just gonna break his
Okay.
back window,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, we don't gotta do that. And he's like, dude, I seen this trick, and then just broke his elbow.
Oh, my gosh.
It
So
doesn't work.
intense.
Do you remember your car story?
I don't. I'm getting old.
How the fuck do you forget?
I don't know. I swear I had a good one, too. So I was like, ooh, good. I'll use that one for the house and that one for the car.
Can't you just go back in your memory?
I am. Okay, when I think of it, I'm going to say, oh, I got it.
But it'll be mid-sentence. Somebody else will be talking about,
You'll be on a totally different topic.
Yeah.
Just honk.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
3 out of 4 of us got too drunk in front of a boss. I was the only one that did not.
You have. I
When?
think you're forgetting.
When was that?
The Harriet Himmel backstage.
Harry Himmel.
Harriet Himmel Theater.
You think you were drinking? Were you drunk?
When was that?
You
When
you unleashed a can of whoop ass on him.
I hadn't had a drop of alcohol that
was
night.
You didn't?
No.
that was when he was on roids. It was pure roid.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
sober?
I was completely sober. Yeah, that was not a drunk tirade.
I thought you were drunk.
No.
No, that was you.
Yeah.
I was drunk.
Yeah, no, I was completely sober for that. I just was fed up. In fact, if I would have been drinking, I probably would have been chill. So, yeah. Yeah, usually I'm most angry when I'm sober. That's why. Yeah.
I've been going all these years thinking you were drunk that
No.
time.
Completely sober that night.
No, you've been wrong a lot at great lengths for a long time.
You got your car story yet?
No.
Now that we're showing off that memory?
It's fucking bizarre. Yeah, I can't. You're 0 for 2 there.
I guess I'm having a hot flash.
Remember when Kevin was drunk? I wasn't drunk. Remember your car story? I don't remember your car story.
Oh,
Fires up
menopause.
that menopause fan.
Menopause is kicking my ass.
We were at a holiday party. It's probably my 3rd year in radio. And
Beep, beep.
it was at the Cruzan Theater. Oh, beep, you remember?
No. Tell yours. Tell yours.
You're
You're
forgetting
the
again.
Cruzan
I
Theater.
just got into mine. You go.
I'll write mine down so I don't
Please,
forget.
Mine's not that good.
All right, so I had thought that this guy had stolen jewelry from me, and I was pretty sure. So I consulted with the psychic, and she told me, yes, he did. And he's got your bracelet, and he's hidden it in his car. And so I was like, perfect. I'm going to go, and I'm going to get in his car, and I'm going to get my bracelet. So I kind of figured out his movements. I knew he was going out to eat. And so I knew he was going to a restaurant downtown West Palm Beach that had valet parking. And, every valet is bribable. If you don't know that, here's your tip. They will be bribed if you bring the right amount of cash. So I bribed the valet, and I had my friend go break in the car and look for the jewelry. So
Was it in there?
the valet just gave him the keys. It was not in there.
You were wrong.
wrong.
Your spidey senses were off.
Imagine
Freaking
that, huh?
The psychic told me the bracelet was
Oh, my
there,
gosh.
and it wasn't there.
What, a psychic was wrong?
We broke into that man's car, went through it. It wasn't there.
Unreal. She's committing crimes based on the advice of a psychic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. So you were at the Cruzan Amphitheater.
And I forgot my story. No, just kidding. I had to go, though.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have a kidney appointment.
That's right.
Did you throw up on a date too? Was that you?
No, that was
No.
not
Okay.
me.
All right. Okay.
That was last week when I said I made out with somebody who threw up.
Ah. Okay. All right. Good luck, Bird.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
at your appointment.
Thank you. There's no kidneying around.
Well, the thing about it, he's going in to get his kidney checked, but look at the way he's walking. You'd be like, this guy is fucked up.
You go, this guy wants drugs. This guy's faking the leg thing. He wants pills.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear the
He doesn't even
conversation
want
about
pills.
you.
I'm the same guy that walked in last week. Yeah, I'm here for my appointment. It's next Friday.
Oh yeah, this guy's doing
They
pills.
think I'm on goofballs.
Yeah,
Right.
and your alien shirt, and your tiger hat. Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
All right. Love you all.
How are you
Okay.
getting there?
I'm driving.
Oh, God. All right.
Have a good
All
weekend,
right, yeah,
Bird.
don't think
Stop
about that
judging
while
me
you're
for my
driving.
shit. Just don't remember my shit.
Okay, who else got too drunk in front of a boss?
I've gotten drunk. I got real drunk in front of my dad's boss once, which was pretty rough.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did a dance floor, where everyone went out, and my dad's boss brought his mother, who was super old, and she was out there on the dance floor, and I went up on a bet and was grinding on her.
Oh.
I didn't find out about that till the next day.
Oh man.
It's so cringy. I cringe thinking about that.
Grinding on the boss.
The boss's mother.
Mother. Oh, that's even worse.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. It wasn't a good look. My parents were very
That's
disappointed.
amazing. We're so disappointed in you.
boss's
That's
I
a
was
great
hanging out
story,
with all
though.
like the boss's kids and all the other coworkers'
Yeah.
kids, and we were all kind of just partying like kids do. And
Oh, yeah.
jeez, it just got away from me. So. But that's one of those memories you go back to and you
Yeah.
wince.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you gotta have a few of those.
I have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Did you tell your too drunk in front of a boss, Virginia?
I think the shorter list would be bosses I haven't been drunk in front of.
Okay. All
Ugh.
I hear
I think
you.
I've been drunk in front of all of them.
Okay, well, at least they know.
Yeah.
And you're still here. Look at that.
Amazingly.
Yeah. Was it you two that have thrown up on a date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how it is. You go on a date. Sometimes you drink a little extra than you would. I didn't do it right in front of her or anything, but definitely, yeah, I went away. It was I walked away and there was a line for the bathroom. You know how the lines get at some of the clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the line was big, mainly for the women's bathroom. It was much longer, but there was a short line for the guys. And I go, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this line, so I could Ralph. And there was a plant next to me. I just Ralphed while I was in line and just went right back out. People were looking at me like, okay.
Puke and rally.
Oh, gosh.
That's amazing.
Cringy moment.
Okay, good for you. All right, I got an update here on what is going on with Jay Bird's possessed doll, Vlad. Apparently, he got a little hungry, and they got him some Bud's Chicken and Seafood.
Ooh.
How about that?
That is fancy.
Oh, yeah. He went with the shrimp and corn fritter balls and some of Jay Bird's bird sauce.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, he's got the bird sauce.
Yeah, those corn fritters and the bird sauce is good.
It mixes nice.
And then for a little dessert, he got his cannoli wet.
Oh,
Because he might be at Pennington. He's not a shitty Italian. He wants Jay Bird to cheer up and wishes that he could give him his banging new legs and take his pain away.
Aw.
So sweet, that haunted doll.
Look at Vlad. He's living his best life.
Yep.
I don't think he wants to come back to Jay Bird.
Nah.
I wouldn't.
And L&L, too, said that Vlad is tickled pink. The KVJ Nation is showing so much love to his Instagram page. Says Vlad loves you all.
Vlad Pennington. You can find him on Instagram. Follow him. Like his posts. We got to encourage this kind of rogue behavior. I love it.
I see the Vlad post.
Couple suggestions if you want to go out and get a Cuban sandwich for National Cuban Sandwich Day today. We had a lot on the regular show. But Jeff Davis said that, John Smith Sub, they actually do a pretty awesome kind of a Reuben in a Cuban.
Reuben in a Cuban.
Reuben.
I do like a rhyming sandwich.
I think somebody brought that up last time we brought up Cuban sandwiches. I was like, John Smith subs, huh?
Didn't expect it.
Yeah. And Kim says Tulipan on North Lake.
That place is good.
Tulipan, yes.
The only thing that's weird about them is they have weird hours. You have to go early. I think they close early.
Okay.
They're not open all day.
Okay.
They make some bomb cakes.
That's where I bring my father every time he visits. He always wants desserts from there. He loves their desserts.
They have some delicious pastries.
Now, Cesar letting people know that if you have subscribed and click that little bell on YouTube for the KVJ Show page, apparently also on Facebook, I guess that's what this is. He said, stupid Facebook is trying to tell me how much I want to see KVJ. I've never seen this before. I'm glad I didn't just spam click it and hit just highlights by mistake. Or what if somebody has fat fingers and they hit the wrong button? So it asks you, the KVJ Show was live. The Weird and Whatever podcast is back tonight. So it gives you that on YouTube. But it says, do you want just the highlights or keep all notifications from the KVJ Show? So maybe you'll get that on your Facebook.
Pretty annoying. That's the first time I've seen that message.
Okay. So that's one they do. So he did not want to hit just highlights.
I think because a lot of people are revolting at how many alerts and notifications they're getting now. Because every app wants to alert you about something. So now they're putting these questions out to see how much of something you want. But definitely make sure you hit always. Otherwise, you're going to get very limited.
You need everything. We need you to need it.
Well, we were talking about that. I'd seen an article where somebody had gone through social media of some really successful brands that are out there, media outlets that do everything right on their social media, and they realized that even the best of them were not hitting more than 5% of their audience on that platform.
What?
With their posts.
5%?
It's really kind of messed up.
So is it pay to play? Like if we start putting money behind every single post,
it's a lot of it,
then all of a sudden is Facebook going to be giving you kisses?
It'll give you more. That's how they really rigged the system. And I just wondered, was that their plan all along to get people on there?
They got you hooked.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, they want
like the Bright Line.
Yeah.
It puts you in a different category and guarantees. Because I follow the show because I work on the show and I have my own social media. And for you guys, I'll get posts from you guys 3 days later. It's weird how I even get them.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty close to the subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would think it would alert you first.
I think I would get every post we ever put up ever.
It knows in your algorithm that you care.
Something just doesn't let me get them on my personal account as much as I used to.
Because we're not buying ads and spending budget every single day with Facebook to boost each and every post.
Yeah, I think if you pay money, it puts you in a different category to where you are way more likely to go out to other people's accounts and to go out to the accounts that follow you.
And I noticed too, because, we do boost some posts for like the Crawfish Fest and stuff like that. Like those posts used to be like $5, $10 to boost it, and you would send it to, 1,000 more people. Now it's like $30, $40, $50. You have to spend like $50 to get it to over 1,000 people. I was like, wait, what? The price has gone up considerably.
It's probably because there's a lot of companies that will take your social media accounts and get them better or whatever they do. And a lot of it's through boosting and stuff. So if you have a ton of firms doing that for people, especially for big names, then, of course, our post will never show up. You have too many people competing for that space.
But they tricked us in the beginning by making everything so free.
That's how they always get you.
Well, I saw somebody comment the other day, said, I really missed the early days of Facebook when all you had was the people you were following and you got all their posts. And then when you go back in, it kind of caught you back up with the thread. And they loved that they were connecting with friends and seeing what the people in their closest circles did. And then it just went to hell.
Well, I think it changed what it originally was because it came out as a college app to keep in touch with people you met in college.
Right. It was a great concept.
And then they made it public or whatever for everyone who wasn't in college.
Yeah.
And that's when it became, it took over MySpace and all that stuff.
I remember my first couple months on Facebook. I loved it because I was reconnecting with a bunch of old high school friends that I hadn't talked to in 15 years. I was like, this thing is so awesome. I love this. And then it's nothing even close to what it used to be.
It's a business now.
Yeah. Oh, if we could only go back, right?
The man tricked us.
Yeah.
Thought that was funny. What did your parents listen to when they were having sex? We got into that on the regular show, and we heard Enigma was one, and Nicole said you also go through an Enya.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's definite.
Totally.
Orinoco Flow or whatever the name of that thing was.
My parents listened to jazz.
Sail away, sail away.
Oh, hitting it to jazz, huh?
Jazz.
Okay.
And jazz music's tough to listen to anyway.
I don't know. Hitting it to jazz is kind of sophisticated.
That's what I think they would, my dad would get a cognac. I could always tell if they were drinking alcohol. My parents weren't big
Your
drinkers
dad
at
got
all.
with that yak?
He sipped on the yak.
All right,
Got a little
Daddy.
yak. And
Yeah,
then,
if my mom was drinking wine, my parents, they very seldom drink. So
That's
if they
how-
did, that meant they were probably hooked
That's
up.
how Daddy do or did her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Yes.
got some yak and then drained his sack.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Yeah, baby. Buckley, got a little recommendation here. We were talking about great movies that time forgot. They're not necessarily considered a classic, and they don't get mentioned with some of the classics, but it's still really a solid movie. Like, oh my gosh, love that. There's so many like Denzel Washington movies that are just really good.
Fallen, somebody brought up earlier. That's a great movie with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
He's trying to find, it's a serial killer, but the serial killer keeps changing people. Like they'll kill somebody.
Okay.
And then a different person that has nothing to do with that other person will kill in the same manner. And he's trying to figure out why and how this is happening. It's pretty good. I don't want to ruin it.
Is it possible Denzel's the most underrated actor? I know
I
we
love D-Wash.
Yeah, I know we consider him to be amazing, but I almost feel like he needs more credit than what he even has.
Amen.
I think what happened he was really big in the 90s. I think
Yeah.
what happened, and it happens to a lot of actors, is maybe they get tired of Hollywood.
Yeah,
And I
maybe.
mean, not to say that he dropped out of acting because he continued acting,
Yeah.
but I think he dropped out of the fame aspect of acting.
he had money, so he didn't have to say yes to everything.
For sure.
He could do what he wanted.
He's
Yeah.
such a good actor, though.
No, absolutely. No doubt about it. And he said, I recently ran into a movie called The Union. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry, J.K. Simmons. It's an action-adventure dramedy. It's a good movie. A little far-fetched, but I give it a solid B+. Definitely worth watching. Yeah, I think I saw something with that where Halle Berry got the Wahlburger truck. It showed up at her front door. Mark sent it over because I guess she had said she never had a Wahlburger, and so he brought the truck over. And I mean, it was a nice promotion for Wahlburgers. And for their
Totally.
movie.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that yet. Okay, so
Is that newer? Is that a...
yeah, a newer movie called The Union. I don't know if it's a Netflix, but a solid B+. That's good. And Marky Mark has, for the most part, pretty solid movies.
Yeah, I think everything he's been in. I mean, even from when he was young, is awesome.
Yeah, it was a good little thing. Jamie said, Practical Magic and Interview with a Vampire.
So I love Interview with a Vampire. I love Anne Rice. My parents were obsessed with Anne Rice. Her
I don't
novels
think I've ever
and
seen
stuff.
that movie. Is it?
Oh, really?
Is it legit?
Yeah, it's
good?
very good. I thought it was good.
That was when Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise had long hair, right?
It is. It is. Yeah.
90s grunge era.
Brad Pitt's character becomes a vampire, and it's kind of him struggling with it. It takes place. It's got Christian Slater in it too, randomly.
Wow. Okay.
The whole movie's a flashback. It's I think his name's Louis the Vampire, which is weird. And he is telling his story to Christian Slater, so the whole thing's a flashback of how he became a
Gotcha.
vampire, the tribulations and such.
Yeah.
It's very good. Then they made Queen of the Damned after,
I remember that too.
which
yeah.
I don't think was as good. The book is good, but the movie it just didn't hit for me. But it had a great soundtrack. Was like the
Did that have
Aaliyah was
Aaliyah was in
yes,
that, right.
She was.
Okay.
It didn't. I don't believe it had any of the cast from Interview with the Vampire. So it's a later book in the Anne Rice series of vampires, but it was made later. It was made by different teams and such. So it was a completely different movie in my opinion. But Interview with the Vampire is good. That one's solid. It's got a young Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
She and Gary Oldman as well.
Wow. You're throwing some names out there of people that had massive careers. Kirsten Dunst hasn't really done a ton lately, has she?
No, I haven't seen anything with
I
her
don't
recently.
think. And then Christian Slater, you mentioned him, and oddly enough, he's in the new Channing Tatum movie that opens this weekend. But
I think
that
he was
dude
just so hard.
massive.
Yeah, he was gigantic. He was in everything. I think he was just too hard to work with. I think that was the rumors. He made a cameo appearance in The Office randomly. I'm trying to think after that, Christian Slater, what did he do? There's nothing I can think of.
He dropped out. And then also Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
Remember how big he was in the late
started
80s, early
directing.
90s?
He became a director. He directed a movie with his father. His father starred in it, and he directed his father in the movie. It was about
Martin Sheen.
What's it?
Martin Sheen.
Yeah, Martin Sheen. Yes, it's a movie about Martin Sheen whose son dies in the movie, and he's taking his ashes to the top of a mountain.
Right.
And Emilio Estevez directs him in that and plays the son who died in that. I believe.
Yeah.
So
That is so weird that of all that family, that it was only Emilio that kept his legit name.
yeah,
And then you had Sheen's the fake name, and then Charlie takes the same fake name
Takes the
that Dad
same-
has.
yep,
like
yep.
they're a family of Sheens.
yep.
And the whole time the rest of us is.
It is weird, but I think it was big back then to change your last name in
Yeah,
acting,
and
at least in the father era.
I think his dad too felt the Hispanic thing would hold him back.
I think-
America didn't have the same, makeup that it does today.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of actors from other countries who adopted English-sounding last names,
Gotcha.
American-sounding
He
last
thought
names.
it'd open more doors if he was a Sheen than if he was an Estevez.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew said, have you guys seen the trailer on Netflix for Joey Chestnut versus Kobayashi, the live event on September 2nd?
Yeah, I just think that Chestnut's going to eat Kobayashi alive.
I don't think it's going to be good at all. Yeah, I don't think it's
No.
going to be any kind of competition. I think Kobayashi's only doing it for the paycheck.
Right.
I don't think he's going to put a ton into it. I don't think he has any chance whatsoever.
And Chestnut knows he doesn't have to go full gorilla because
Yeah.
he doesn't have the kind of competition from this guy that he has from others.
I'm not psyched up about it at all. In fact, I am more psyched about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul
yeah.
fight than I am. I want to see that outcome a lot more than I care about the Kobayashi Joey
Amen.
Chestnut.
Did they say when that's coming back?
That's going to be November, I think. They're starting to do the pre-fight stuff. They had them on stage this week, doing whatever their trolling thing was.
Yeah, I heard the audio.
I will buy that pay-per-view, and I don't buy pay-per-views.
I would agree. That's one to watch.
We should do a little party at one of our houses
For
because
real?
I absolutely want to see how that plays out.
We did
Yeah.
it way back in the day. We did a pay-per-view. It was a big thing. Everybody would throw together for that Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah,
fight
right.
where he got knocked out like in the second round.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it was so fun.
It's dramatic.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. That hopefully is going to. I hope that delivers.
I know so many
And
people.
I hope freaking Tyson.
That's
kicks
what
his
I know.
I
So
hope
many
Tyson
people.
wins so bad.
I'm going to be so bummed if he loses.
Oh,
Me
it'll
too.
kill me.
It's gonna wreck our night.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way. Mike Tyson is going to kill him. Come on now.
He has to,
Mike
right?
Tyson's an animal.
It'd be terrible.
Ugh.
if it didn't work out that
The
way.
amount of trash talking, too, from the Pauls is going to
Yeah.
be so rough.
You're right.
Uh-huh. There's nothing really new to report on the Jonathan Dickinson deal, except apparently people were coming for Gary Nicholas, and he basically was telling people to kiss his ass in a sense. Just be like, leave me alone. Well, I mean, he just said,
He
you know,
didn't say
everybody's-
kiss my ass.
But he's just like, dude, everybody's coming for me. And he's, you know, and then Terry Parker, WPBF TV 25, is like, all right, well, you know, tell me the truth. Are you behind trying to get the golf courses on Jonathan Dickinson State Park? And then I guess he didn't respond to her. She reported that. So I don't know what the latest is. So I don't know if he is the one that did it. They think because it was his dad in 2011 that was trying to get the golf courses on Jonathan Dickinson, working with the former governor,
Did his
Scott.
dad say, all right, you go try this time, and sent Gary into the firing squad?
Somebody got that. Somebody got that impression, and because we had that yesterday on the after the show. Somebody had sent that and said it's Gary Nicholas that's trying to do it. That's what they had heard, and so that kind of got out. I don't know if from us or other sources, but I think it was on social media as well. His name
It was
dropped.
out. I heard people, because I was with some media people on Thursday night, and they are the ones that said to me that Gary Nicholas.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was in the media. People were talking about it.
It's just one of those things that, I mean, people are super pissed about this. This is just one of those things that, man, people fast and furiously were pissed about the concept of putting 3 golf courses on 1,000 acres at Jonathan Dickinson.
If I was them, I would just be like, you know what? Never mind. Like, it's not too late to say, you know what? We thought this was going to be cool. We realize now, because of the public outcry, that you guys do not want a golf course in Jonathan Dickinson. Never mind. Can we maybe talk about the other parks? Because there are other parks.
Yeah,
like,
there's
are
9
people up in
total.
arms at all the parks?
Yeah, there are. In fact, they did. I saw on the news today, they had somebody up in Sarasota talking about one of the parks there. And they were very much saying that, yes, people up there were saying, we don't want pickleball courts. We just want nature untouched. And that was yesterday when we did a poll. 90% of people said, just leave it untouched. Just don't mess with it. Just leave it open for nature. And,
Don't add pickleball.
Right.
Don't add lodges. Don't add golf.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, Ryan from Lake Worth Beach said that petition that they had to shut it all down and say don't change, Jonathan Dickinson State Park got 50,000 signatures in one day.
Yeah, Panda said he drove by it again this morning. There was picketers out there again this morning. His favorite sign that he saw yesterday was keep your balls out of my park.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he went on, Ryan did, to talk about the gopher tortoises. They were here 60 million years before humans, and you go in there and start putting in the golf courses, and it's going to mess with the turtles. And you're pissing off the turtle lovers, too. And social media with turtle lovers has gotten really involved. And then the fact that they had this town meeting and the word was out that they're going to cap it at 150 people. So they are encouraging them to open it up, take it to a different venue, and don't put a cap on how many people can come in and voice their opinion.
I mean, at this point, I would just tell them to like scrap the idea.
Yeah,
This is not going to be a good PR thing.
They
And
were grilling Brian Mast on the news about it, and he was trying to fend off the questions, and he had said, "Look, I'm trying to get information on it, and I'm trying to right now." My comment to them is, "You can't cap this at 150. You need to find another venue." So he's trying to encourage them to open it up because people want to voice their opinions on this because they're very passionate. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I imagine this thing is dead on arrival just with where people are set.
I mean, if they really try to push this through and people think it's going to happen, they're going to lose their minds. Like,
They are.
right now, it's just a concept, and people are going nuts.
It's the kind of thing that'll cost people elections and their seats, and that's where people will stop. And that's why voting is so important, because they'll be like, yeah, if you go through with this and you're tagged with this,
You support this?
yes, then there will be a lot of people that will not be voting for you. And if you like your job and want to be reelected, this is probably not the issue to push through. But there is Samantha From Southeastern Ohio, who's got a few thoughts. She started dating a huge golfer who plays every weekend. He's teaching me, and he said, look, I have seen more wildlife on the courses than I have at any park or in the wild, just out walking on my own. Gators, bunnies, butterflies, various birds, geese, big deer, turtles, turkeys, even otters last weekend. Some courses are connected to the Audubon Society. One you have built in West Palm is on a covered-up landfill. I agree some are expensive, PJ, for example, as they seem very much manicured and not natural, but they also have many that are kept, like the natural habitat there. So that is the side for putting in the golf course, is that they can do it and still make it good for the wildlife. That is Samantha's take on it.
What some people were yelling at me about, and they were yelling, and I was like, I don't even have any say in this. They were so mad.
Yeah.
Because they were like, look, you don't understand what it does to the land, the nature, just the chemicals and the stuff that has to happen to make a golf course to the natural habitat of the land. Mm-hmm. Disrupts it, changes it, kills it, blah, blah, blah. Whatever those chemicals they say that you have to use in a golf course are so bad. And I was like, well, I live on a golf course. Does that mean I'm breathing and drinking this shit?
Oh, wow.
It's got me thinking, because I live on a golf course and I don't want to, but I do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it'll be interesting where this thing goes. But like I said, I will be surprised if it gets anywhere, because as KJ said, there are already elected officials who have come out against this. And people are remembering names, taking receipts, and they will be taking those receipts with them to the ballot box.
Amen.
Like I said, this is the way you get booted out of office if you back something like this. So, and please leave Gary alone.
Gary's like, it's not my idea.
That's right.
Or is it his idea?
I don't know.
We don't know.
We're going to find out. But let Terry Parker do her job, and then if we have to call him out on Monday, we will. All right. Well, thank you for all the emails. You guys have an amazing weekend. Back here on Monday. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.